Good morning. Welcome back to the Grateful River Homestead. Having my morning coffee this morning with my little bees on my cup. My husband made my coffee this morning. He always makes the best coffee. So, stay tuned, because I have a video for you. Alright. Well, thank you for having me coffee with me this morning. And this is not a how-to video at all. This is... Let me turn that fan off real quick. Much better. So, I'm just having you spend some time with me today. We're going to be canning up and preserving some food. I have in this pot here, which is my water bathing pot. But I can also use it for beef or stews and soups. But I, on Wednesday, put in 2 chicken carcasses and a bunch of my leftover vegetable scraps that I had been saving up, and made some more chicken broth. So we'll be doing that today, and it's about ready. Yeah, it's warm. And then we're also going to be peeling a bunch of apples, because I'm going to be making homemade apple butter. And if you want the recipe for that, I will have Papa Bear put that in the description below. And let's get started. So I've already washed the canning jars. We're going to be using pint-sized jars, and they have been in the oven at 200 degrees and just been sterilizing and drying. I've got my pressure canner here. Now, if you look at my broth video from way back when I did a water bath for 3 hours, today I'm going to be using my pressure canner because it's a lot faster. It only takes 20 minutes for pint-sized jars and 25 for quarts. But we're going to be using pints because that holds 2 cups of broth, and that's perfectly fine for our little family. So we're going to go ahead and get some jars out here. Like I said, they're hot. They've been in there sterilizing. So I have my little handy dandy oven mitt. I'm going to pull these out. Alright, the other ones I'm going to leave in there so that they can stay warm. And we're just going to start ladling these up. Let me get my little handy dandy tool here. And I'm just going to fill up to the half-inch mark. Or, you know what? I'm sorry, I was thinking water bathing. I'm going to fill up to the 1-inch head space. Look how nice and dark that is. Let's bring you in a little closer so you can see. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Such a beautiful color. When you're making your broth and you add the onions, make sure that you use the onion peels too, because that's what helps give you such a beautiful color. So I'll bring you around here. And as you can see, I'm just filling this up to the 1-inch mark. And then we'll move over to the next one. And then you can get these little things here, and they have the measurements on there for you. But also, if you just fill to the rim right here, ooh, hot. That's also the 1-inch mark for any of you beginner canners here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish filling these up, and we will move on to getting them in the pressure canner. Sorry about all the shaking and wiggling when I'm moving you around. So now I'm just using some little bit here of white vinegar, and I'm just going around and wiping the rim to make sure that the broth did not get on the rim, because that can affect your seal with your lids. You don't see any on there, which is good. I had someone ask me yesterday, actually, how come my chicken broth is so dark compared to store-bought? It's because it's all natural, and I use the skin peels. I don't know how store-bought makes theirs, but it is how it's supposed to look. And when you have store-bought products, you have a bunch of ingredients in there that you do not know, or sometimes can't even pronounce. So I'm just putting the rings on now, finger tight. And we're going to move them on over here to the pressure canner. And I have inside my water is at the 3-quart mark, because that's what my pressure canner calls for. If you're pressure canning yours, please follow your manual's instructions. Look how beautiful that is. So rich and flavorful. And that's it. I'm going to keep jarring some more up and getting this filled up. And we're going to move on to the process of pressure canning. And while that's doing that and its job, we'll go ahead and start peeling our apples. So we have 9 jars in there. And I'm going to put the lid on. And I've already made sure that this was clear and the ring is good. I have a little arrow here. Make sure that we get it locked in place. And then in my area, you need 10 pounds of pressure. This piece here is 5 pounds, so I'll add another ring on. We'll take it up to 10, and we will be putting it on there. It's not ready yet. I'm going to turn this up between medium and medium-high, and we're going to let it come up to pressure, and then when it starts venting for 10 minutes straight with a steady stream, then we'll put the weight on. Alright, so while we are waiting for that to come up to pressure, you can see I have about 24 pounds of apples here. These are Ohio grown apples, and I used some for the party. If you watched the previous video about the October party that we had, that was wonderful, by the way, absolutely wonderful. But I have about 24 pounds of apples here. And we're going to start peeling these and get them in our slow cooker. This is a 22-quart slow cooker. And we do not have to add lemon juice to keep them from turning dark, because everybody knows apple butter is dark. So that's not a necessity for this plan. I'm going to be adding in some apple cider. You can use apple juice, or you can just use water and let them make their own apple juice. I'm going to use apple cider just because I like the added little flavor. So we'll go ahead and get that started. So my husband, Papa Bear, got me a handy dandy little apple slicer peeler core for Christmas last year. And this is the first time that I'm getting to use it. So we will have to see how it works. I think it will work just great. But you push that little handle down, and it's supposed to keep it sturdy. I'm going to move this out of the way. Just push this in, like that. Then you grab your apple. We'll grab this one here. These have already been washed and cleaned. Put it on the edge there, and roll it, and let's give this a try. Move this out of the way first. There we go. I didn't have to pull it all the way back. I could have done it the other way. So, this, like I said, this is the first time that we've used this. And it's supposed to core slice the apple all in one. And if it has a little bit of peeling on it, it's not a big deal. Alright. So let's put this up. And there you go. Isn't that beautiful? We'll just throw that in there. Inside the cooker, I have 6 cups of apple cider. Pull this off. Let's get this out of here first. Do not throw your apple scraps away, because you can use that to make apple cider vinegar. Or if you have Homestead animals, I'm sure that they would love to have their scraps. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. And I'll be putting this in a scrap bowl, minus the seeds. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be peeling all these apples. And I'm not going to bring you along for that because it's going to be a while. So stay tuned for the next clip. We are still working on the apples, this little handy dandy little tool thing. I really like. It's a lot quicker than the one that I had. The only thing that I would say is that this little gadget that wants to keep it sturdy, it doesn't do very well. It keeps popping off. But I have just another string of apples to swing in there. And I can pull this off. And here's my apple scraps that we want to save for apple cider vinegar. And then you just pull this little thing in and pull it back out, and you're ready for the next apple. Alright, so it is starting to steadily vent. And we're going to set the temperature, the time, for 10 minutes before I put the weight on. Oh, so let's go ahead and do that. And we have the timer set, and we are going to continue doing the apples. We have actually down to the last 6. So that little machine, nice little handy dandy machine, working quickly, and my 22-quart cooker is almost filled up. I'm not going to say it's going to fill it all the way up, but I think it'll be enough for us. Alright, so the 10-minute timer just went off, and I just put the 10 pounds of wait on the pressure canner. We're going to now start waiting for it to start jiggling, and then we'll set the timer for 20 minutes. We have our apples in our cooker here. I have also, just to let you know, I am tripling this recipe, so the original recipe that I asked Papa Bear to put in the description, we'll just do the one batch. I'm doing 3 in 1. So I have the 24 pounds of apples. I have 6 cups of apple cider. Now I'm going to need 2 1/4 cups sugar, so 2, 4, 6 and 3 cups sugar. If I can do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the big containers here. Then you're going to need, for the single serving, you're going to need 2 1/4 cup brown sugar. Since I'm tripling it, I'm going to be doing more. You want that packed. Alright, so I went ahead and got the brown sugar that I need in there. Move this out of the way. Then for the original recipe, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I'm tripling, so that means I'm getting 6. And we like our cinnamon, so we're going to add heaping teaspoons. Alright. Then you're going to need 1 tablespoon of cloves. You can do whole cloves or ground cloves. We're using ground today. And that'll be 3 for me because I'm tripling. I will not be doing heaping of these because I am not a big clove person. And then we're just going to mix this up, put the lid on, and turn the heat up so that we can start getting these cooked down. And we're still waiting on the pressure cooker to start, the weight to start jiggling, so I can start that time. And we will continue on. And just to let you know, I did set the pressure cooker at 350, and you're going to want to stir periodically to keep it from burning at the bottom. And I think that's about it for now. Yeah, I'll see you in the next clip. So, we now have the second batch of broth in the pressure canner. We're waiting on the weight to start jiggling. And the apples are now very, very soft. And I will bring you over so you can see. Oh, I lost it there. There we go. And at this point, I could let them keep cooking down, which I will. But the thing about apple butter, it can take a really long time. And then some people take them out and they put them in a blender, which you can do if you don't have what I have. I have this little handy dandy tool here that my husband bought me. And I'm going to be able to cut down some of my time of making the apple butter because I can blend this up and get it all nice and smooth. I'm going to continue doing this till we get it to kind of like an applesauce consistency or so. Alright, so that is after I blended it. And now I'm cooking it at 300. And we're going to leave the lid off so that the juice can start evaporating and it starts thickening up. It's gonna be yummy. So our apple butter is ready, and let's look how pretty that is. Nice and thick, and it will also thicken as it cools. But here's a good way to test your apple butter. Just take a regular spoon, run your fingers across the back of it. If it doesn't run back together, it's ready to go. So I've already got the water bath canner going, and I'm also going to use my pressure canner pot, not for pressure canning, but just as a water bath canner, so I can do double batches. Want to get the water up to not quite boiling, but warm enough, because we're doing a hot water bath. You're doing hot liquid, hot jars. I got the jars in here sanitizing, and we'll get this a little bit warmer, and we'll be transferring to the jars. We'll leave a 1/2 inch headspace, and for my elevation, we only have to water bath 5 minutes, enough for it to seal. So that's what we're going to be doing next, and I will show you what they look like when they get out. Alright, finally I am sitting down. I appreciate you all spending the day with me. It's been a beautiful, productive Saturday. We ended up with 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17 jars of the chicken broth, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 16 jars of the apple butter canned. And then we had 1 jar left that had some left over that didn't fill the whole jar, about 3/4. So I just went ahead and let that cool down and put it in the refrigerator. So I bet you guys are ready to see this, aren't you? There it is. This over here is all the chicken broth, and then on this here is all of the apple butter. So it's not quite enough apple butter for us for the year, because our children love it and our grandchildren love it. So I am going to get another 24 to 25 pounds of apples probably next weekend and do another batch, because like I said, our kids love it, our grandkids love it, and you know, Christmas gifts and things, people really enjoy that. So I will be doing another batch. I won't video that, but we'll have like 32 when I'm done. And then I think in the next video that you'll see me in, now Papa Bear could be doing a different video, but I'm planning on canning up some pumpkins. I got some pie pumpkins from a local farmer, and so that's the plan with that. And hopefully that'll be my first time ever canning pumpkins, so hopefully that will be turned out good, and I can make my own pumpkin puree. Yeah, I really do appreciate you spending your time with me today. We bless you. We thank you. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you can get all of our videos. And again, we love you. Bless you. See you soon.